Your brain is sabotaging your bank account, programmed to keep you broke despite your hardest efforts. Most people fail because they try to force savings through sheer willpower, but the neural pathway to wealth is actually a loop of automated triggers. I used a 3 step cognitive reframing method to turn my volatile income into a consistent surplus, and one specific habit shift I made completely eliminated my urge to impulse spend. Sit back, relax, and let us get to work. Have you ever set a budget or a savings goal on the first of the month, only to find it completely forgotten by the 15th? You are not alone, and it is not because you lack discipline. It is because your brain is fighting against itself. Our minds are built for survival in the present, not for managing complex spreadsheets or abstract wealth accumulation over decades. When you look at a number on a screen, your brain often treats it as a piece of data rather than a tool for your future. We need to bridge that gap. The first step to fixing this is called implementation intention, or as I like to call it, the if then bridge. Most people set vague goals like, I want to save more money this year. That is a wish, not a plan. A study by Dr. Peter Gollwitzer at New York University found that people who used specific if then plans were 2 to 3 times more likely to reach their goals than those who just relied on willpower. Here is how you apply this today. Instead of saying you will save more, you say, if it is payday, then I will immediately transfer $200 to my savings account. It is a binary switch. There is no decision to make in the moment. You are removing the friction of choice. I remember talking to a friend named Marcus who struggled with credit card debt for years. He tried every budgeting app on the market, but he kept overspending on weekends. We switched him to the if then model. If he went out for dinner, then he would immediately pay the exact amount of that bill toward his debt balance the next morning. By linking his spending to an immediate negative feedback loop, he changed his behavior in less than 6 weeks. That works for short term fixes, but if you want real, long term wealth, you have to level up. This brings us to the concept of temporal discounting. Our brains value a dollar today much more than a dollar 10 years from now. To combat this, you have to make your future self feel real. A fascinating study from the Stanford University CEO of the Virtual Human Interaction Lab showed that participants who saw an age progressed digital avatar of themselves were significantly more likely to choose future savings over immediate spending. It sounds strange, but looking at a computer generated image of your older self makes the future feel like a real person you're responsible for, rather than a concept you can ignore. If you want to trick your brain, stop thinking about retirement funds as money you are losing today. Think of it as a direct transfer to your future self who is sitting there waiting for your support. If you're finding this helpful, hit subscribe. I drop videos like this every week to help you get ahead. If this is clicking for you, a quick subscribe helps me keep making these. We still have the best part coming up. Now, remember how I said there is one more method that works better than the first two combined? This is what I call the identity shift framework. Most people focus on the outcome, the amount of money in the bank, but the real masters of finance focus on the identity they are building. Instead of saying, I am trying to save $5,000, you start saying, I am the type of person who does not have debt. It sounds like semantics, but it is scientifically backed. The psychologist James Clear writes about this extensively. When your behavior aligns with your identity, it no longer requires willpower to maintain. If you view yourself as a saver, saving money is simply what you do. It is who you are. You are not forcing a budget. You are acting in alignment with your self-image. I saw this play out with a woman named Sarah, who was a chronic impulse buyer. She shifted her identity from a shopper who likes nice things to a curator of long-term assets. Every time she considered a purchase, she asked herself, does a curator of long-term assets buy this? If the answer was no, the impulse vanished instantly. She didn't have to fight the urge. She simply didn't identify with the behavior anymore. Let that sink in for a moment. Once you shift your identity, the battle against your own brain stops being a war and starts being a lifestyle. You move from being a victim of your impulses to being the architect of your financial future. So there you have it. 3 real, scientifically backed ways to master the psychology of your financial goals. You use the if then bridge to kill friction. You use the visualization of your future self to kill temporal discounting, and you use an identity shift to kill the urge to overspend. That third shift alone changes the trajectory of your entire life. If you got value from this, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe so you do not miss the next one. You are already ahead of the curve just by understanding how your brain works. I have an even better breakdown of how to automate this identity shift coming next week, so stay tuned. You have got this. It is a process, but you are building the foundation today. Keep going. Every small step you take, like watching this video and internalizing these concepts, is a building block for your freedom. It is a marathon, not a sprint, and you are running it at the perfect pace. One more thing to consider before you close this tab. Your brain is plastic, which means it is constantly rewriting itself based on your actions. Every time you make that if-then decision, You are literally strengthening the neural pathways that make future decisions easier. It gets easier with every repetition. By this time next month, the choices that feel hard today will be automatic. That is the beauty of behavioral science. You aren't just saving money, you are upgrading your mental hardware. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is just a series of small, consistent, identity aligned actions. Go make them count. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. It makes a difference to me, and it certainly makes a difference for you. Take care of your future self. You'll thank yourself later.